Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome in if this is your first time being here. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. My name is Melissa, and in today's reading, we're going to be answering the question, what will be your next home or living situation? So this reading is really intended for any of you out there that are curious to know where you could potentially move to next in the future. So whether you're currently actively looking for a new place, you're in transition, or you're perfectly happy where you are right now, but you're just curious about where you could land in the future, this can be a reading that applies for you. Remember that this is a general collective reading, so the messages will vary in how specifically they will resonate with each and every viewer out there. So just bear in mind, if you see something in this reading that doesn't really fit your situation or isn't something that you want, to receive, that's totally fine. Just release it, let it go. Understand that whatever message came through was likely for somebody else out there in the collective and just may not be for you. If you guys did want to book a personal reading, all the details on how you can book with me will be linked in the description box down below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and select your reading. So we've got a choice between 3 options for today. If you're drawn to reading 1, we have the Unseen Archetype. If you're drawn to reading 2, we have the Mountains Archetype. And if you're drawn to reading 3, we have the Ring Archetype. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Choose the card that you feel the most intuitively connected to. Once you've made your choice, you can scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. See you there. Hey group 1, if you guys were drawn to the Unseen card, this will be your reading. So today we're going to be looking into your next home or living situation. So let's go ahead and jump in and kind of peek at the overall energies. So we have Mars coming through. We also have the square, semi-square, and quincunx energy coming through. Wow. So let's just let's go ahead and pull from the tarot as well, and then we'll kind of jump in. Lots of really powerful transformative energy here, group 1. So Spirit, what is group 1's? Tell us about their next home or living situation, please, Spirit. We have the Lovers. Show me the energy of my viewers with regard to this next home or living situation. Show me their energy in this home. The Two of Pentacles, and show me the community that they'll be living in. Okay, hold on a moment here. Show me the community that they'll be living in, please, Spirit. The Moon. Okay. So I'm not going to lie to you, group 1. I do kind of feel like your next home or living situation, there definitely seems to be some challenge or struggle associated with this. And listen, I don't want to scare anybody, but I do think that there will be what am I trying to say? With this moon energy coming up, I do think that there are unseen forces, or there's an energy of deception or fear that I'm kind of getting from this a little bit. I do kind of feel for a lot of you guys that this is going to be a temporary situation, right? Because with the Two of Pentacles, your energy in this place is like kind of juggling and balancing out resources. And I also kind of feel like this could be a situation where you're not spending all of your time here, right? And that could also be why we have some of this unknown energy coming through with the moon. But like the Two of Pentacles can sometimes talk about like not only juggling resources, but juggling multiple aspects of life, right? So maybe for some of you guys, you live here only some of the time and you live elsewhere another part of the time, right? There's just something about balancing or juggling the financial stuff until you're able to maybe get back on your feet or able to kind of move or exit this situation. You guys have the Lovers here too, okay? So it could be for some of you guys that you're moving with a partner, like maybe you and this person are moving in together, or there's some sort of decision that you're making as it pertains to this place. Again, with the Lovers, this talks about choice, right? It talks about alignment. And I do think that while you're here in whatever this place is, and I do feel for a lot of you it's temporary, I think that there is this element of like questioning, all right, what's the right choice? Where am I going to go next? I do think that this place will be a little bit uncomfortable for you guys. This either the space, the neighborhood for sure, or the community potentially. But you have all of this tense energy here because it's sort of pushing you into something different, right? So like the square, semi-square quincunx, it literally talks about tension. When you think of a square in astrology, it's these 2 points kind of merging together and creating a little bit of conflict. But the goal of it is to help challenge you so that you can drive change, right? And so again, there's something about this situation where maybe it comes on really quickly that you have to move. Maybe it's like a rushed situation with Mars here where you have to move maybe because of financial reasons. And with the unseen, it's almost giving me like literally you haven't seen the place before you move in. And that makes sense with the moon too, where it's like, you know, maybe what you saw like online or pictures or whatever is a little bit different than when you actually get there. It just feels like there's a quickness and like a pressure that's like pushing you into this place and pushing you out at some point. Now, you guys have the unseen archetype. So this is actually a really beautiful spiritual energy. And this energy can actually talk about being connected to our ancestors, being connected to the divine, knowing that we are being intuitively and spiritually guided by our guides, our ancestors, our intuition, right? And so I do think with the moon here, there's going to be an element of you really having to listen to your gut instinct when you're in this space. You guys could be going through like a spiritual transformation in this space as well, really learning how to hone your kind of natural instincts here. So let's continue. And actually I want to come here next. Let's grab this. So what else, Spirit, can you tell us about Group 1's next new home or living situation? What else would they need to know? We have the Alpha Centaurians, foresight, planning, and strategy. Yeah, and look here at the bottom, we've got drama, conflict of interest, controlling. It makes sense with this tension that's here, these squares and this Mars energy. Like, I think this feels temporary, and it feels like you're kind of just landing in this space, knowing that it's not the most ideal, but while you're here, you're planning your exit. Like, you're planning the pressure and like the discomfort that you guys feel is like pushing you to kind of make a plan to be able to financially exit this situation. What else, Spirit, for Group 1? Can you tell us about their next home or living situation? For some of you, this could have to do with like partnership issues too. Like, it may not necessarily be the community or the space, but maybe something with a partnership. There's deception here, and you're planning an exit strategy. Yeah, we have financial constraints, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and then we have action. So again, you guys, it's just like kind of the same message that keeps coming through, where it just feels like this is a temporary space. It's not the most ideal space. It may not be the most like physically comfortable space. You're learning to have faith while you're here. And a big part of this place is like, okay, I'm just going to get myself back on my feet and just be able to strategize for what's next. The next place that's better for me. What else, Spirit, for Group 1? Can you tell us about their next home or living situation? We have thought. So again, that ideating, thinking about what's right for us. We have message of concern. Yeah, like you're getting some news while you're there where like you have to make this decision to with the Lovers to plan this exit. And maybe it's financial in nature, maybe it's something else. We have unexpected income as well, and we also have the Journey. So the good thing, you guys, is that I do see with unexpected income that there's some sort of financial support that's assisting you here. And so unexpected income, this isn't like super like wealthy, like riches type of energy, but it is like just enough that we need in the current moment at the current time. And it's coming from an unexpected source. So this is going to be like money coming in outside of like whatever your stable income would be or your primary income would be. This could be like a bonus. It could be like, I don't know, just some generosity from someone, but it's literally going to be exactly what you need to be able to kind of balance and plan that exit strategy. Okay. So I just, like even just my energy tapping into this group one, it feels like I have to go very fast right now. And it makes me feel like, again, this is going to be just a temporary situation to kind of hold you over while you plan for something else. With Journey being here too, it's kind of giving me this energy of a stop to my final destination, which is distant horizons. Maybe some of you guys want to move overseas or move somewhere more long distance here. Okay. Or maybe for some of you guys, going into this reading that you are relocating long distance. And so again, there's something about you not seeing this place before you are able to move. And then you kind of get here and you're like, this ain't really it. I'm going to be pushing to go somewhere else. Right? Let's see. It could be like wherever you guys are going, like with the moon, maybe there's like dogs or wolves or coyotes or something. Like maybe that's part of what's like scaring you a little bit or making you feel uncomfortable. But we have the brown energy here, which says establish boundaries. And I think that, makes a lot of sense with what I'm seeing in this energy. I do think a huge component of this space is going to be you. Like I'm being really drawn to this plant that's sprouting up through the soil. Like this is just a stop on your long-term journey, group one. You're just kind of stopping here, I feel like, to kind of get yourself back on track financially. And then once you are back on your feet, you're exiting and you're going somewhere where you can actually like plant root down in somewhere that's a little bit more permanent. But I do think as well, like whether this is with a partner or neighbors or whatever it is, a landlord, I don't know. There definitely is a need for you guys to stay grounded in this situation, because I can see with this moon, there is like a tendency to maybe not be able to see things very clearly when it comes to the neighborhood, or just feeling uncomfortable in your space. Things are kind of unclear, uncertain. There could be deceptive energy. I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just like telling you the different things that the moon can be symbolizing here. So yeah, there's going to be a need for you to practice grounding and just stay having your wits about you, and don't allow your anxiety to like take over and tell yourself stories that may or may not even be true. Okay. So this is what I see, group one. Let me know what's going on with you. Are you guys in like the midst of a long distance plan to move, or what do you think this is referring to for you? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey group two, and welcome to your reading. If you guys selected the Mountain Archetype card, this is going to be your message. So today we're going to be looking into your next home or living situation. So we start off with the energy of the Mountain. We've also got dignified strength, and we have the sixth house, sustainability, coming through as well. So this is a really beautiful energy, group two. The energy feels very powerful. I feel like wherever you're going next, it's going to feel like a step up. It's going to feel like an elevation from where you are right now. And I also think that wherever you're going, it's like you're very well positioned, either like in the neighborhood, or you're well positioned like going into it to sort of like win or be able to move to wherever this is that you're desiring to move. And I do feel with the Mountain that a lot of you guys have probably worked really hard to get to this place, right? Like I think of the Mountain as like we've climbed this like really high, we've like overcome challenges, we've built resilience here, and now it's like you're finally in this position where you're in like a more elevated place than you were prior. And that's not to say that where you're at now is bad necessarily, but it's giving me the energy of like I'm leveling up by moving to this new space. You also have the sixth house coming through here. So I do think that there's something about this new home that's going to be really great for your daily routine and your health and wellness as well. The sixth house can just have to do with like our day-to-day tasks, our work that we do. Maybe this isn't like a closer proximity to your workplace or something along those lines. But it seems like you're going to be able to improve in your daily habits and routines in this new place. So let's continue group 2. What else? What else does group 2 need to know about this next home and or living situation? We have the High Priestess. Show me group 2's energy within this place. The Moon, that's interesting, okay. And show me the energy of the neighborhood they're going to. The Ace of Swords. Okay. So there's kind of this energy of inner knowing that's coming through with the High Priestess, group 2. And I also feel like Spirit might be kind of like saying you're not meant to know all the specifics about this place right now. So for some of you, if you came to this reading really wanting to drill down into the specifics, sometimes when the High Priestess comes up, this is sort of like Spirit saying, what does your gut tell you? They're kind of putting it back on you to trust your own inner guidance around what this is going to look like for you, okay? The other thing that I get from this, though, is kind of like a peaceful Zen energy as well. You know, with the High Priestess, I'm noticing stairs too. So like there's something about climbing stairs or being on like a higher level that I think is significant. But yeah, I think that, so that could be really significant. Like you're really going up higher physically for some of you. And the High Priestess is a very Zen sort of peaceful energy where you can really just kind of be in your own like intuitive little bubble, not having a bunch of chaos around you. Now, you guys do have the Moon energy coming through here as well. So when I see the Moon coming up as your energy in this space, this does tell me that there is something about this situation where like yourself specifically that maybe you're not fully seeing clearly here, or it's possible too that some of you guys are maybe dealing with some mental health challenges, and part of like this place is helping you to heal and recover from said mental health challenges. The Moon can be mental health, can also be just like when we're not seeing something for the reality that it is, and we might be a little bit in the delulus. So there could be something about that that's significant here. But the Moon does also tie into intuition as well, right? So there seems to be a theme here about learning to trust your instincts, to trust your inner guidance. And with the Moon, you know, I'm kind of called to how these dogs and this wolf are kind of howling at the full moon. There's like that saying that like the full moon brings out like the wild side of people. So maybe that's something that you get to experience here. Maybe if some of you are literally outdoors or having more privacy, you can kind of just like, I don't know, let your freak flag fly a little bit more, like be more open to just being your natural self, because there's not as many people around you to be like observing and judging you. We also have the Ace of Swords showing up here as the community itself. So this is kind of interesting. This is air energy. So again, it's giving me this vibe of being in the sky, like in the clouds, or maybe not literally in the clouds, but on like a higher level in the air could be significant. But the Ace of Swords also talks about new opportunity for intellectual stimulation or new ways of thinking about situations, right? So I do think that there's something about this place that is sparking some sort of new thoughts for you, some sort of new way of looking at things, a new perspective. You guys did also have the Hanged Man here at the bottom of the deck as well, which can also talk about a shift in perspective. So coming into this new space, there's definitely some sort of growth to your own intuition, but also the opportunity to like think about home or living situation or just the community a little bit differently here. More clarity. Okay, what else, Spirit? We have the Agarthans, manifesting multidimensional perception and attunement. Yeah, like I do think you guys could be a little bit into Lululand, but I feel like you're doing this because you're trying to manifest, right? You are manifesting something specific that you're looking for. There is something here about your perception that is significant. Like the way you are viewing things, the way you're seeing the situation is significant here. And shifting perspective or thinking about things differently will come as you live in the space. Okay. We also have the garden and the gate coming through. So this is kind of interesting because, and then we've got attachment. So it kind of feels to me like a lot of you guys could be, yeah, it's like you're thinking about home differently through being in this space. And maybe there's something here about being attached to material possessions or a certain way that things should look or be when it comes to your living situation. And the garden and the gate kind of talks about this restless energy of wanting more, right? I think where you're going to be very comfortable and you're going to be very secluded and zen. But I also think there's going to be a little bit of this restless energy where you're realizing like maybe there's more than where I'm going. You know, I think you guys will like this place. I think that it's going to feel really comfortable for you, but I almost get the feeling like you're not going to be here forever. I feel like this is a place where you're meant to just kind of grow, learn more about yourself, learning more how to trust your intuition. And ultimately, I think you're going to come to the realization that maybe there's something more exciting out there. It just almost feels like a very stable and serene environment, which you are kind of craving coming into this. But then you're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is my forever. You know what I mean? It feels like it's what you need at the time, right? But it may not be what you need long term. Okay. Like you're literally just coming here to get your strength up, to position yourself for the next. We have occupation. So yeah, there could be something about work that you do that's tied to this. And this is the type of work that we enjoy, creative work. We have the family room. So maybe some of you guys are getting to work from home or work remotely in this space. And there's like that work-life balance energy with the 6th house. We also have concern. Yeah. So, and change. So yeah, it's like there's something here about like, I feel you guys just kind of getting bored in this space. Like I feel you guys getting bored and wanting to like go elsewhere or try something different. There's like concern over like missing out or feeling like maybe you're staying stagnant. I will say there's not really a lot of community, like other people that I'm seeing here. So I do think that you guys may find yourselves being a little bit isolated. And again, I think it's probably what you need in the moment. But as you live here for an extended period of time, I do think that you're going to start to get restless and kind of crave community and getting back out there. Okay. All right, let's just grab one more for group 2. And we have black. Find richness from the dark night. Yeah, I just think that you guys are like taking a little rest, taking a little breather, moving into this space where you can kind of focus on your mental health, your well-being, your work, creative work that you like to do. And you are, I think, going to be spending a lot more time alone. But again, I am sensing that this is going to be more temporary for you, group 2, and that you will rest and heal and do whatever it is that you need to accomplish here. And then you're going to be ready to kind of move on to the next thing. So this is what I see. Comment below. Let me know a little bit about what's happening with you guys and your home life. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, group 3, and welcome to your reading. So if you guys selected the ring archetype, this is going to be your message. So we're looking into your next home or living situation. So we've also got the midheaven coming through for you, and we have the north node. So this is super, super beautiful. All right, so group 3, your next home or living situation. So with the energy of the ring coming through, this feels pretty actually with all of these energies coming through, this feels pretty significant. I feel like for a lot of you guys, wherever you're going next is like literally where you're supposed to go spiritually. It's like going to be an evolution outside of your comfort zone, but it's like literally propelling you toward your destined future in this lifetime. The ring can talk about cycles, completion. It can also talk about things like commitments. So when I'm thinking of a home, I feel like for some of you, this could be where it's like the next step up for you in committing to living somewhere. So maybe it's like purchasing a home. For others of you, this could involve you like moving in with a committed partner and you guys living together could be significant as well. It could even be connected to like a career move. Now, the midheaven isn't always specifically career, but it does kind of talk about the way we're publicly viewed. So a lot of times, ultimately, it ends up being like our career is how we're publicly viewed because that's what most of us do in the public, right? Or with other people around. There could even be something kind of public about this for some of you. But I am really drawn to the word pinnacle, right? Because it kind of ties in with this vibe of like, wherever you're going, it's representing some sort of achievement, I feel. Some sort of achievement, some sort of completion, some sort of like really closing out a chapter and moving to the next step of commitment when it comes to your home. All right, so group 3. Tell us a little bit more about their next home or living situation. So we've got the 9 of Wands. Show me my viewers' energy in this situation, in this home. The 10 of Pentacles. Wow. And show me the energy of the neighborhood or the community. The 7 of Cups. Wow. So definitely lots of hard work getting you here, group 3, especially with this 9 of Wands. This does kind of echo the closing out of a cycle, right? The 9s are always at the very end of a chapter. We're just kind of pushing through that last little bit to get where we need to go. So I do think that part of like you moving into this place is going to feel maybe a little bit challenging, or there could be something like that keeps coming up about it where we have to like go back and tie up some loose ends, and then something else comes up and it's like, okay, let me keep going. Let me tie up that loose end, right? So it's not going to come, I don't think, without its challenges, right? But it does signify the ending of a chapter for you. I'm noticing too, like how he's like relaxed here in the shade. He looks tired. He looks like he's been through battle, but he's chilling out right now. I think that's going to be how you guys feel when you move into this space, right? Like you've worked really hard, you've been through a lot leading up to this point, and now you finally have a place that's like your shelter, your sanctuary. Your energy is the energy of the 10 of Pentacles. So again, I do think for a lot of you guys, this is going to be like a place where you permanently reside for a long-term period of time. Very different from the first 2 piles that I did where it felt like more temporary situations. This really feels like a place where you're going to be long-term. So again, I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is where you're going to have a family. This is where you're going to build legacy. You're going to build that long-term kind of like generational wealth. If you have children, this is going to be about like passing those things down to your ancestors that come after you. For others of you, maybe you're inheriting this place too, and maybe that's where some of the stress is coming from. You could be inheriting this space or getting some sort of family money that's helping you move into the space as well. The neighborhood is interesting because you guys have the 7 of Cups for your community. So I'm wondering if some of you guys live by the water. I almost kind of feel like, I can't really tell if there's water in this picture or not, but the Cups energy is the energy of water. Cups, 7 of Cups can also talk about choices and options. So you guys could just like have a lot of stuff to do, like a lot of things around you, or maybe it's like, it's almost too many things to do. There could be something about music too that's significant to your community, like music or festivals. Like I'm just noticing how he's playing music here. Okay, so let's keep going. where do I want to go next? We're going to come here to this one. What else, Spirit, for group 3? What else does group 3 need to know about their next new home? We have the air element, philosophy, discrimination, and empathy being the key words here. I feel like those are very different terms. We do also have the energy of the third eye, visions, manifesting, and meditation. So I think you guys have been envisioning this for a long time. I feel like it's been in the works. Whether you've been actively working toward this or not, I do think you have been subconsciously manifesting this in. I do kind of wonder, like, you know, with this air element, philosophy, empathy, air is also the way we think about things, our belief systems, right? Is kind of what I'm getting from that. So there could be something deeply connected to your lineage, your ancestors, your personal views and beliefs on legacy that is deeply, deeply connected to this home. Let's see what else. Group 3. You guys could also live like on a hill, because I kind of get that. It's almost like the castle vibes, the air element. We've got the lighthouse here. This family's kind of up on a hill. He's kind of up on a hill here. We have mountains in the back. I'm wondering if you guys live kind of in an elevated place where you can kind of look down at everything below you. What else, Spirit? Group 3. We have cornucopia. That's what I'm saying, you guys. I just feel like this place is going to be really filled with abundance. Like there's going to be a lot of things for you to do, especially in the community, in the neighborhood. I think there's a lot of different options of like emotionally fulfilling activities that you guys can potentially be engaging in this space. And again, I'm getting this vibe that this is going to be a place where you guys settle for a long time and you really build like that legacy, that wealth. Like it's going to be your safe space, your sanctuary after working really hard. Maybe some of you guys are actually building this home too. With the 9 of Wands, that kind of, it almost kind of looks like he is like laying a foundation here with all these wands all around him, like a protective fortress kind of. So maybe that's where some of the exhaustion comes in. Maybe some of you guys decide to actually build this or work with builders. So let's see. Group 3. Oh, wow. So we've got bad health. Oops. Okay. I don't know. I feel like that's just saying like this is going to be where you are for like up till old age. You know what I mean? Until you get sick. Or if you get sick and transition, we all transition one day. But like that's kind of the vibe that I get with that. It's like building up this legacy where you can just like grow old and be there until the end of your days, you know? For some of you guys too, with the 9 of Wands, there could be maybe there are some health challenges for some of you, like with exhaustion or fatigue or whatever the case may be. I do feel like this is going to be a space where you guys are going to be able to get that zen, that relaxation that you're looking for. I do think you're going to be moving in with a lover, a partner, someone that you're in a romantic relationship with, because I see you guys like having a family and building, like maybe even having children or building a legacy together with this person. We also have distant horizons coming up. So for some of you, I actually think this is going to be overseas or in a place that's in a longer distance, like a further distance away from you physically. This could also be talking about though that like maybe this move, this living situation is happening a little further off in time for you. So it could be a couple different things, just kind of depending on your situation. So let's just close it out with one more message, Group 3. This looks super beautiful. What else, Spirit, does Group 3 need to know? Oops, hold on. About their next home. We have Peach. Inhale a breath of life. And then we do have this energy of gray, learning to scan your body. So yeah, there may be something here connected to your physical well-being, some challenges that you guys might be overcoming as you move into this place. I do get a very healing vibe from this, you guys, especially with this peach. I think that you moving into the space, you're going to feel very relaxed, very well cared for. There's going to be a lot of fun things for you to do. I think wherever you're going is going to really align with your values. And I don't know. I don't even see you guys really working here. So maybe you're like getting to be off work for a little while, and whoever is your partner might be the one that's doing more of the income earning, depending on your situation. But this is what I see for you, Group 3. Comment below. Let me know what plans you have with regard to moving and how this may resonate with that. And I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.